All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy New Year's. Happy 2022. First recording episode. I dropped the episode last week, but this is the first episode of 2022 for real. Pass Rock Podcast. Hope you all had a great 2021. I know 2021 was a shitty year. Like, we know what it was. But, hey, new year, new plans, new everything. Shout out to Steve in the studio today. Shout out to our guests in the studio today. Thank you all for hopping on. So today I got a special guest in the house, football player from University of Tulsa, Daiquain, DJ, D-Jack,
one and only.
whatever you want to go as, man. How's it going, bro?
Man, it's going good. Blessed. Just get it ready.
Holidays for you so far?
Holidays was good. It was busy. A lot of money spent. So a lot of work needs to be put in.
Yeah. No, holiday season for sure this has been by far the most expensive holiday season I've ever had because
for sure.
I mean, it's first holiday post-grad, a lot of gifts for everybody. So
congratulations,
I definitely understand that. I appreciate you, man. So talk to me, man. First off, let's just dive right into football, bro. How was football for you this season? Like how was the season? What would you rate the season in all seasons that you've had playing football?
I'd say one of the most funnest seasons, really. A lot of those guys I went to school with, either down here in Dallas. So growing up, just the team atmosphere was real good. The cohesiveness was real good. And, we won a bowl game. So we were champions. Yeah. So we did that. So, just blessed with the opportunity, for real.
That's what's up. I feel like, so comparing this, a season like this where, coming from a season in 2021 where it's just like, bro, we had, obviously, COVID.
Yeah.
You playing with a stadium, no crowd at all.
No fans.
Then going into this season where it's like the fans are back. Yeah. And it wasn't like, I'm not sure how it worked, but the way it looked, watching it from TV, it looked like there was never like a trickle in. It was just like fans.
It was like that. It was like everybody was just so ready to get back to normal.
Yeah.
So the stadiums was packed. We playing against Ohio State, 120,000. Yeah.
Talk to me about that. That's like that kind of game, playing against Ohio State, 120,000 people. Like coming from a season where it's like only your team and like the necessary people in the stadium. Yeah. Like how did that feel for you and your teammates?
Yeah, I mean from the previous season last year, it was more of a team thing, like you said. So it was like a bring your own energy type of thing.
Yeah.
So when we get back out there, kids dream of playing at Ohio State, their whole life. So you be able to get that opportunity to go out there and play, and then you just see all the fans from what it wasn't the year previously. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it was really exciting, bringing a lot of energy to the team, and we went out there and we played a good game.
Yeah. So let's take a step back real quick. We're gonna go all the way back to the basics before playing football at a Division I college in Mesquite. Where did football all start for you? Like what was that beginning process? Was it elementary? Was it middle school?
It was really, I can say it started as a kid, like just trying to have fun, trying to stay out the way, not growing up in the best living environment. You know what I mean? So really started from flag, 4 years old. Been playing since I've been 4. Mm-hmm. Met a lot of people, a lot of relationships with a lot of coaches, a lot of men that I looked up to that's still in my life to this day. I mean, it's been a wild ride. It's been a ride, but I'm blessed.
Sure. So would you say that, because I feel like in every sport, in everything, I feel like once you start it, there's like so many different people. There's people who start something just because of leisure or maybe money, if it makes money or whatever. And there's people who start something and they're like, okay, this is something that I really want to do, like long term. Like I know this is what I want to do. Like, was football one of those things, or was it just kind of like, hey, it's fun, we're having fun, I like playing the game, and we just see where it takes me? Or was it more like, my goal is to do this with football for you? Like, what was it for you?
Well, it started as like I said, not coming from the best living environment, so it's really a strategy to just keep us out of the streets, really. Yeah. And my grandmother and my mother had pushed that real big up on us, like, go out there and play, knowing that it can bring something in the long end and the longevity of it. But going out there, staying out the way, having fun, meeting new people, it was cool. It was cool.
So talk to me about, I would say, first time. What was like your first like intense like football experience, like that moment where it was like you realize, yo, this is football. Like, there's a breaking point where it goes from, hey, we playing football, for fun, Pee Wee, Little League, all that stuff, and then it's like there's a point where it's like you realize this is football, like, this is a strong game. Where did that start for you?
I think it was my 7th grade going into my 8th grade. It was like, okay, everybody keep telling me, like, you good, like,
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm just out there playing football, not really thinking nothing of it. Just I know I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
But then you get to 8th grade and I'm the big kid. I'm already way bigger than everybody. So it's like starting to get to now the high school is wanting you. Now the high school is wanting you to come up there and do like summer camps with them, and like telling you like, yeah, when you get to high school, you're gonna play on varsity all 4 years. Like it was just, and I knew like, okay, maybe I can do something with this. Like maybe it is what it could be. So I think that's what it led to me. Like, okay, I can take this serious and really, provide a way for my family, for real.
So did you start off? You start off as a safety or a defensive back then too?
So I started off as a running back.
Running back. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. And did you genuinely? What did you enjoy more, playing defense or playing offense?
Honestly, running back. Honestly,
yeah.
I mean, you get all the glorifications. Like, I mean, people they know what a touchdown is.
Yeah.
You don't gotta know. Everybody gonna scream, so you will scream too. Like, so yeah, running back was. I feel like it's more fun, but safety, I mean, you get the hit. You ain't no one hitting you or pushing you. You the one that's doing the hitting, so yeah, I feel
But you see, it's funny you explain it from that perspective because I've heard a complete different perspective from someone else. Like, I've heard people say, like, I mean, obviously, we know, like, scoring touchdowns is, like, that's something you see every day. And they explained this in a way that made so much sense because it was just, like, well, kind of like, what's the fun in that? It's like, like, I mean, it's fun. Obviously, we know what touchdowns are all about, but it's like, I guess it's one of those mindsets of playing defense and like hunting down. Like because at the end of the day, like on defense, you're the wolves. Like you're the one who's trying to hunt down these other people trying to score it. You're defending your home. You're defending your end zone. Yeah. And then it was also, he said something else. It was also like, I mean, like, when a wide receiver scores a touchdown, you see that all the time. A running back, you see that all the time. A quarterback, you see that all the time.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like obviously O-line or anyone on defense, it's different because it's like we don't score touchdowns that much. That's not our job. Our job is to prevent touchdowns and score if we're given. Yeah. So I was like, that made sense. Yeah. But it's like I never played a down of football, like a down of like tackle football. I played like 7-on-7, all that kind of stuff. Like I understand how the game of I know the game of football in and out, but it's just like I never played a down tackle football. So seeing it from like two perspectives where someone is talking about offense, scoring touchdowns and all, and someone's talking about defense, like I've heard people just say I like to hit people.
Yeah, and I like to too. Like, I'm kind of big and I'm from 6 foot, like 210. So I like to put the hurt on people because that's what they used to try to do to me. Like, you know what I mean? So just to pay it forward.
You said pay it forward?
Yeah, pay it forward.
That's a funny way to put it, but it's like so it's just like you're literally paying it forward too. Like you're literally knocking out niggas on the field. Yeah. But so going from do you think that playing so how long did you play varsity?
Varsity all 4 years.
All 4 years. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I know playing varsity at a high level, especially in Texas. We know, like, big schools, small schools, like small
Texas
school.
about where it's at,
bro, Texas, Cali, Florida, you know what you're coming to play. You're playing, like, smash mouth football. Yeah. So it's like, playing all 4 years in varsity, what do you think that prepared you for D1 intensity, or it was still completely different?
Oh, definitely, because the high school that I went to, it had nothing but D1 players. Like, I'm playing against Highland Park, Denton Ryan, Alito in the state. Like, I'm playing against some top recruits and knowing I can play with these guys. I just know some of these guys are going D1 themselves. Yeah. So, yeah.
Weren't there some, like, notable alumni from your school?
Yeah.
From high school?
Yeah, we got, like, Malik Jefferson that's in the NFL, played for the Colts. He got drafted from Texas. DeAndre, he went on with the Texas, and now he's successful in the Dallas car industry. Yeah. Kendrick Vaughns, he went to Baylor. He's an alumni. He's one of my GAs now.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah. And so it go back a long way.
No, Texas, the whole of the NFL roots back into Texas, one way or the other. It's like if you look at it, bro, like there's a lot of people that's either Texas high school football or Texas college football, one way or the other. Like the NFL is like really, like just stringing around Texas, so that makes sense. So talk to me about your 4 years playing varsity in high school. Talk to me about that moment. Like, you just explained how the real waking moment for you was 7th to 8th grade when you realized how intense football was. Talk to me about when you realized as an 8th grader, like, oh, going into 9th grade, I'm about to be on varsity. Like, what was that like for you?
It was good. I mean, one of my high school coaches told me to go to a camp, New Mexico State camp. Mm-hmm. Went out there. I'm an 8th grader. I ended up running a 40, ran a 4.3 on the 40. They offered me a scholarship. I ain't even played
in 8th grade.
In 8th grade, going to 9th grade. I ain't played a lick of football in high school yet. Yeah.
4.3. That's one thing about football, bro. Speed's gonna get you there, and then you gonna figure it out from there.
And they just gonna figure it out from there, and that's how it was. When I thought we ain't do no 7-on-7, no nothing. I stretched, ran a 40. Like, called me over there. Hey, we want to offer you a scholarship. I'm like, dang, I ain't even in high school yet.
So like cool. Your first offer was in middle school?
It was in middle school in the summer, like going into my freshman year.
That's nuts. So you only didn't just make varsity, but you also that's crazy. Because I've always heard that happens. I never thought like it was. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think like you could do that. But it's just like
no, you can really do that. Like them 14-year-olds that be getting offered, like
yeah. Damn, it's a lot more intense now. Like I hear like people 7th grade, like you already have coaches already trying to get them like aren't they trying to work out something where like you could play varsity damn near from middle school?
From middle school.
I don't know how you could do that. So that makes you grow. But would you say, looking at it now, you're 14 at the oldest as a freshman. Like, would you say like 14. Football made you grow up fast mentally? If that makes sense.
I feel like the way I grew up, like my living situation made me grow up fast. I feel like the football was the ticket out for me. Like, I feel like me knowing how good I was, and then I started seeing the offers and the letter and recommendations, and my college coaches pushing me to go to college, and I'm the first one in my family to go to a major university. Shit. First one to graduate. I just graduated in December.
Hey, congrats, bro.
Yeah,
congrats.
Yeah. And then I just applied for the master's program and got in. So
hey, congrats.
It's always deeper than football. It was always deeper than football to me.
So you mentioned that. So I'm gonna just take sidetrack from you playing football in high school and stuff. So would you say like when it comes to football in general, do you think it's like deeper in the game or deeper than it is, or do you feel like because there are people. And I mean, unfortunately, like a lot of owners and maybe even some coaches and fans just be like, it's just football. Just play, make it fun for us to watch and do it. Like what do you like? How do you view football like for yourself?
I mean, it's real. It's life changing, man. Like I said, it was everything to me and my family. I got a little brother that's also in college. He had defensive back for the University of Utah State. Yeah.
They just won a bowl game too.
Yeah, they just won a bowl game too.
Yo, that's crazy. That's a great holiday moment.
12-3 or something like that, something crazy like that. But I mean, it was everything to us. I mean, that's all we knew. You know, it was either that or the other way. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it really became a real focus for me and him, really locking in, just knowing how much it can just change my whole family situation. And I got baby bros that look up to me and my younger brother. And just doing the right way, like you can make it out of any situation. It don't gotta be, the streets or like none of that. Like just get out there and really lock in on your schoolwork and make a way out of nothing. You can really do that.
Yeah, man, that makes sense. And it's like a lot of people don't. It's just, man, the world we live in, bro. It's so sad. There's so many, and that's one thing that I kind of like started doing, especially in college. I had to realize like there's so much out there. Like there's so many different worlds that just exist. Like we live in, there's different, like, there are people who live in the hood. There are people who live in, the rich areas. People who live in middle class areas. People who live in different countries. Like, it's like there's so much going on in the world that like sometimes we get too like locked in on what's going on, like on what's going on within our community that we forget like, what's going on in other places where people like, there are hoods that people, like, I've watched documentaries and podcasts and, like, so much stuff where there's hoods that, like, people have never gotten out of that hood. Like, they literally never get out of there.
It's people from my city that never did nothing that I ever do in my life. Like, going to college, like showing them, like, on my Snap, like, showing them, like, I'm at Ohio State. Like,
it's that new to them.
Yeah, they'd never see it. Going to Puerto Rico, last summer, I spent like 17 days in Puerto Rico. I mean, they'd never do nothing like that. Yeah. So like I said, I'm just blessed, man. Yeah,
for real. It's just crazy to think about that, man. Like, and it's like, there's so like especially in this day and age, bro. There's so much that can get you out of. It's not just the hood. Like whatever environment you're living in that's toxic for not even just toxic, but like that is not that you feel like you need to get out of. That you feel like you need to like grow from. I feel like it's something that everyone needs to do because it's like right now there's social media, football and sports have always existed. So it's like that. So we already have that. You already have music, acting, any like there's so much stuff, and it's like at the end of the day, like you said, you just gotta lock in. Like if you want to do music, if you want to play sports, you want to do this, do that, you just gotta lock in on that and actually understand the fact that it's not gonna work overnight.
Yeah, it's all about the journey. Life is a marathon. You just don't get to the top skipping level. It's like you really gotta go through the ups, the downs, the losing. And you just gotta be thankful for everything because it's gonna teach you in the long end. And that's what I like about football. It gave me a chance to be around all these different people from all these different cultures and really get to learn one another and not just where I'm from. You know what I mean?
So, what is your take when it comes to football not just football, sports in general becoming a lot more business, even now in a college way. Like, obviously, like, in high school, like, it's become politics. It's become more politics and business than it's become like actual sports and doing it for what it's done. Like, what's your take on that? Because you see a lot of like we were just talking about before we started this, like Antonio Brown. Like that's another. We don't know the full story. He could be wrong, but it's like if that's true what he's saying, like that's another example of like. It's like, nah, like, I don't care what you're going through health-wise or anything like that. Like, this is football. You're going to play you're going to play because our team is going to be good. Yeah. We're the Bucks. We're going to be good. We're Super Bowl champs. We have to look good. And it's like, that's not the only situation you see. Like, you see people, coaches talking to people just like, you're here to work for us.
Yeah. And I mean, it's more like that. Like, as you get older in your profession, it become more like that. Like, it's more about the business. I mean, they're like you a good asset to the team, but it's like now you're getting paid for your assets. So it's like, are you doing your job or not? Yeah. And if not, we can easily just go get somebody to replace you. And it's almost like that in college football now because, we got the NIL deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So you got the transfer portal jumping the highest it's ever been. And, like, you got just some schools that's really like that. Then you got, like, schools like myself that really take the family organization way, like, it's not about that. It's more, this is about building your character as a man, as a husband, as a, as you in a community. So I feel like that's good where my team stand on.
Speaking on that, what influenced, first of all, amongst other schools, because like you said, you already getting recruited from 8th grade. Amongst other schools, why Tulsa? Like, what stood out that you were like, this is where I'm going to go?
So originally, I was going to go to Baylor originally. Okay. And then, the whole little scandal happened.
Oh, yeah. It was around that time?
It was around that time. And like I said, I was going to go to the school. And then the coaching staff ended up leaving and coming to Tulsa. And like I said, they made me feel the most comfortable. Yeah. So I went with my move. And I'm just blessed I did that. You know what
I mean? Backtrack a little bit. Talk to me about your favorite moments in high school. Varsity.
Favorite moments is probably... I have a couple first, a lot of moments. One of them, probably my first tackle. I still remember it. It was crazy. I was hyped. I knew my mama and my uncle talking to me like, "Oh, it's gonna be so much faster. You're gonna be nervous." And like I'm saying, I'm coming straight out of high school playing with seniors, juniors. So like I'm like, yeah.
You start immediately?
No, I didn't start immediately.
If you said that, I was about to be like,
no. I didn't start immediately. I had a Texas Tech commit right in front of me. At Texas Tech, Keyshawn Allen.
Oh, okay.
Keyshawn Allen. He the GM, one of the little assistants for the Spurs right now. Oh, but he was he had committed to Texas Tech, so he was in front of me. But I was playing, so I think that was one of my favorite moments. And then my senior year, we had went I want to say 13-2. We lost to Alito in the state semis and stuff like that. So that was another good one for me. That's
y'all made playoffs pretty often, right?
Yeah. We always lost in the 4th, 5th round. We could never get over that 4th, 5th round hump.
Yeah, that's good.
Until my senior year, and we went to the 5th round.
And I'm originally from the Plano area, so my high school.
We went to Plano East.
Plano Senior.
Okay.
Plano Senior, we would just always make the playoffs. That's about it. Yeah. Like we'll literally always make the playoffs. I mean, at the end of the day, Plano is a pool of talent that was separated from each other, and then Allen just came and just took the rest. Like
And see,
Allen
and
just
I
took
hear a lot,
everything
and I
that
hear
we
a
had,
lot of people
and,
saying that, like, cause
yeah.
I figured my homie he went to Plano High, I think so, just
Plano
regular
Senior?
Plano.
Yeah, that's where I went as
regular
well.
Plano, and he was telling me how y'all was supposed to have one big high school, just like a one big 6A
Yeah.
high school, just like Allen, but y'all end up Plano East, Plano, all that stuff.
But
So.
with that situation, we had one. Plano Senior was founded in like 18 something.
Yeah.
Like the first school in Plano, first high school in Plano, only high school.
Yeah.
And like it's like, okay, we're going so long. We have about 5 state championships, I believe. I think one was back to back. So it's like, oh, we're a good team. Have you ever seen the movie? Have you ever seen the show Friday Night Lights?
Yeah.
You know Buddy Garrity from that show?
Yeah.
He went to Plano Senior.
Okay.
He was part of the squad, the state squad, but apparently he got hurt right before the state came. But yeah, no, we had that squad, and then in 1985 or so, Plano East comes around. So now it's like divided, and it's like that wasn't bad enough. In 1999, Plano West comes around, so now it's split off. And then Allen shows up. I don't know when Allen came to area, but Allen shows up, and it's like the moment Allen shows up, that was it. Like it's like there's I have no idea how true these things are, but there's rumors that there's so many players who went to Allen and other schools that should have gone to Plano. Like apparently, like Kyler Murray was supposed to be in Plano, some Plano school. It's like, bro, like it's crazy how that works. And it's like, bro, the politics has been there since the jump.
It's been there.
We just never knew until like now. It's like, and now that's being more.
It's more broadcasted now.
And it's more embraced. So it's like, okay, I mean, you can recruit if you want to, as long as there's not no illegal things going on.
Yeah.
At least in public. So it's like, it's actually crazy. So talk to me about your first couple of weeks at like Tulsa, practicing, all that kind of stuff. The shift. I know you said it definitely prepared your mind and everything, but being there in the moment, your first practice, your first everything, like how was that?
So I remember when I first got there, homesick. You ain't been away. You ain't never lived on your own. Then you waking up at 5 a.m. and people yell at you. It was like, did I pick the wrong school? But I mean, it was good. I mean, after you get out the homesick phase, it was good. It was a bunch of people really working together to reach one common goal. It wasn't this person getting offers, this person not getting offers. Everybody had offers. Like everybody there, everyone's good, and that's when I can tell the kids, like, when you get to college, it ain't you better than him. Like, it's 3 people on scholarship that's under you. Like, everybody trying to work to get that starting spot. So just being on your P's and Q's. And I mean, when I first got there, like I said, homesick, and then you start meeting people, meeting friends, start getting acclimated in the system, and then you just buy in. That's really what it was like for me.
That makes sense. Like what you just said about, because in a lot of there's a lot of powerhouse high schools and all that stuff, but even with powerhouse high schools where it's like a bunch of talented people, even just like your high school, it's a bunch of talented people, but at the same time, you're talented to the point where it's like, I know I'm gonna start. Like, this is my position. No one's taking this.
And that's how it is. Like, it's like you go in there. It was like I was almost already in college playing against people in high school. Yeah. So when I got to college, it's like, okay, now you playing against people that's already in the NFL. Playing against them. Like, you playing against Justin Fields. You playing against
and it's just
Chris
like,
Olave.
It's just like thinking about that, bro. It's just like I said, in high school, man, you like everyone knows that you like this is your spot. Like, you got it. Like, this is your, and you're going through all that, and then now, in your mind, obviously the coaches came up to you, we're gonna give you this, that. But they also tell them 10 other guys in your position that they're gonna do the same thing. So you go to college with a bunch of other 5-star, 4-star, 3-stars. Like, bro, it's so you're not favored anymore now. Now it's like, bro, anybody can get benched. Spencer Rattler got benched in the middle of the season. Like, anybody can get benched.
Anybody can play at any moment.
Bro, Spencer Rattler was on a Netflix show, bro. Like, he was on a show in high school.
And you go from this star to like being like, okay, now you got to get in the transfer portal. So I mean, and that's how crazy. It is. Like,
it's crazy that Kyler Murray was benched. Like,
at Texas A&M, man, he's in the NFL starting quarterback,
MVP talk. He's going to the playoffs. He just beat the Cowboys. All good. But like, bro, it's just like, bro, like thinking about that, like you don't really. it's such a I feel like such a big switch, bro. Like looking at it,
it's a real big switch. It's a real
and
big
it's like,
switch.
and it just makes you know that in the NFL is the same thing because in college, I think it's just sports is just it just constantly reminds you to get uncomfortable because it's like in high school, in middle school you're good, and now you get to high school you want to make varsity, and then you finally make varsity and you're good. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're the top dog, and then now you get to college, and it's like, damn, I gotta fight for this spot again. It doesn't stop to the NFL.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. And even in the NFL,
So you trying to get to the Hall of Fame now. It's like, bro, there's so much going on. Like, it's crazy.
Is. Like, and then you gotta think, like, I've been at college for 4 years. So, yeah, I mean, you got them young people coming in there.
Yeah,
they trying to play too. So like, I ain't just gonna play because I'm older. Like, yeah. May the best man win, and that's how it is.
And one of the most alarming things I realize is people don't know that when it comes to like scholarships, people hear full ride, they're like, oh yeah, all 4 years. All 4 years are not guaranteed because it's
no, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like the team has to sign you. Like it ain't like no, like yeah, it's scholarship, but if the team don't want to bring you back, you're not coming back.
A contract.
Yeah, it's a contract. Like, you're not coming back if we don't. Yeah.
But it's like high school. I heard that I'm like, oh yeah, full ride scholarship means all through until I graduate college, good or bad, I'm on this team.
No. They can give you that scholarship. You can play your freshman year, and they be like, you know what?
We don't like you. Get out of here.
We don't want to resign you. It's like a real business, like.
And then there's a new class that they want to give scholarships. So which means, okay, if this graduating class was not enough scholarships available for us, now we got to look for those who are not, playing to where we want them to play.
Yeah.
And that's where shit gets real, bro.
That's where it gets real at. And that's where it gets crazy at. And that's what a lot of people don't know.
Okay, now, I feel like something, especially with football, that a lot of people pay attention to, obviously with a lot of hidden and all that kind of stuff, mental health, first of all, because of, stuff like CTE, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then physically alone, like, broken bones, all that kind of stuff. When you start growing older, it shows up. Oh, yeah. Like, with that, like, what do you, like, what is your stance on that? Do you believe that, like, right now, like, everything is being done to help or, first of all, to prevent that? And even, obviously you can't prevent everything. But do you think, like, there's enough attention in that aspect of football right now?
I feel like we just scratched the surface with the mental health stuff. I feel like that's been going on a long time. And if you ever knew me personally, I'm real big on mental health. I feel like that's something that everyone, not just athletes, that's everybody. But especially the athletes. Like you said, you go out there, you hit all day, and it's like the next day. It's like, but when you really get to take a step back and see what a person going through mentally, emotionally, physically, like you said, you just never know how somebody doing. Like, you can put on a smile all day, like you ready to come to practice, but it's like, it's people got their own struggles, whether it's family, financially, or just anything. So really just being able to check on the people and know how they health at.
Yeah, man. It's like, just with anything, bro, like people wear masks, man. Like, every day in life, like, people wear masks. Like, I feel like even in the littlest things in our lives, like, bro, you've been in situations where, like, man, you were at home, you had to go to an event, but you didn't have your best day. Like, you were upset, but you got to go out and fake a smile. Like, there are people who do that every day. Oh, yeah. And then now there are people in sport. But, there are people in sports who do that every day. There are people playing at the highest level. There are people with Super Bowl rings, NBA championships that are going through this kind of stuff. And it's like, I feel like the world is just like, bro, you're superhuman. Like, you don't go through this kind of stuff. Yeah, like, you don't. Like, for example, like, if Patrick Mahomes today came out and said, oh, I've been going through this, that, everyone's like, bro, you're Patrick Mahomes. What do you mean? Like, you're making $50 million a year.
Shut up and play football.
Yeah, shut up and play football.
Yeah, that's what they did to LeBron when he said something. Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you're going, like, bro, what do you probably have a big mansion that's bigger than bigger than a movie theater. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, no one cares. So it's like, and it's like, bro, it doesn't matter how rich you are, bro. If there's no happiness or mental stability, bro, that means nothing. The fame, all that, it's just a mask. Yeah. But it's glad, I'm happy to see that the attention is coming up, and with things like, with all this, there's a platform now to talk about these things. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with I'm Athlete podcast.
Yeah, I Am Athlete.
They talk about that stuff a lot, and it's like, bro, they've talked about it to the point where grown men are crying on, and it's like, bro, that shows you like there's a lot going on there. We need to like pause and look
and
at.
it's a lot of things I just want to speak on today, but
Yeah.
like, it's a lot of things that's it's deeper than the surface with the mental health stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm real big on that. Like I don't really play too much about that. For real.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, man, it's great. It's just great. It's great to see that. You mentioned the bowl game that y'all just won.
Yeah.
Tell me about that moment, because would you say that's the biggest, like that's like when it comes to football specifically and like team accomplishment? Would you say like that was one of the biggest moments, or?
I about to say I feel like that's the more like. It feels good. Like going out there with your team. Some of these are like seniors, super seniors. Some of these people you'll never see again.
Yeah.
So to go out here and get a big win for them, and not only just me, for them, and everybody laughing, taking pictures. Just happy because some might never put the pass on again.
Yeah.
So I mean that's what's huge. I feel like it make us real happy, for real.
Yeah. And would you say that with all your time playing, Division I football, would you say like that's something that you can look back 10, 15, 20 years from now and be like, those are like some great memories, like, those are something I cherish and hold to myself?
Yeah, of course. Like I feel like that'd be something I can look back on, and I know it changed the way my future is today. Mm-hmm. And that's how I always looked at football. Like I said, it always been deeper than just football to me and my brothers. Yeah. Like you said, everybody come from different backgrounds, but I just knew what it can bring. Like it can bring a more professional look to me. It can bring more better opportunities to me. Like going to college, graduating from college, meeting some of those relationships, networking with so many different people. So I feel like when I look back, I can just be like, okay, I did something that a lot of people say they'll never get to do.
Growing up, who are some of your football icons, sports icons in general?
Football icons. I like LT. I like LaDainian.
He's not talked about enough, man. Like,
he's not. I liked LT. And then remember, I played running back. So LT, so I liked the dark balls and the hard hit.
Bro, he can run. He can run the ball, bro.
Like, Adrian Peterson too.
Yeah, bro.
AP.
And I just wish his career didn't like take that pause and that dip. Like, yeah. But even when he came back, he was still running the ball at that age. He was still running the ball. Like, he can still play, honestly.
No, I think he can too. Like, so I mean, them was some of the guys that I really looked up to since I played at running back.
Yeah. So. All right. This is about to be might be a difficult task, but prepare yourself now. So you have the choice. You're the captain of this defense. You're playing your position right now, or any position you want to play on this defense right now. Okay. You're the captain, so there's you, and there's 10 other people, or 9 other people on that you're gonna put on these defense right now. This is your starting defense. Like this is like your championship. Who you picking? Like who you going with?
NFL wise,
anything. Like anybody.
I gotta put my little brother on there for sure.
All right, bet. What position you play?
He played cornerback.
Corner. Oh, so yeah, we got.
I gotta put my little brother on there for sure. Ali Green, I gotta put him at the other corner. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put a Caleb Evans. These are all college people. I'm putting a Caleb Evans at safety. Mm-hmm. Cam Chancellor at safety. Oof. Yeah. Middle linebackers, I want Brian Urlacher, Bobby Wagner.
Oh, okay.
My star linebacker. Who would I put as star linebacker? Jamal Adams.
You gonna switch Jamal Adams to play linebacker?
I'm putting him as star. He a speedster. He a hard hitter.
But you think they ever thought about switching him?
That's what they need to do.
Bro, he can because I know everybody's out here talking about he can't catch a ball. Bro, he's not here to catch a ball. He's here to hit.
Yeah, he's here to hit. So that's why I'm moving to star.
Okay.
Allen from Alabama at nose.
Okay.
Nick Bosa.
Ooh, good one.
TJ Watt. Yo. Slide corner, I'll probably do. Who do I do at slide corner? I go with a dude that y'all really don't know that just popped up in the NFL. One of my homeboys, Kerry Vincent, out of LSU, 4'2", 40.
Sheesh. Cornerback? I got to speak on this. I feel like I got to speak on this when it comes to talking to any football player. I feel like cornerback is probably, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like cornerback is the hardest position in football to play.
And I tell a lot of people that too. It's like you backpedal, like, and that's what all of us that play defensive back, we all backpedaling. These people running straight,
Going
and they know they route, and we don't. We just reacted on what we see. So I feel like I feel like it's the hardest position. But the O-line, and they gonna say the center, he gotta hike the ball.
They say, I mean, you're gonna say quarterback too, because quarterback is very mental.
Read the defense and
but
stuff like that.
But think about it, as a defense, it's also mental. Like a
it's
quarterback has to read. Like if you're playing man,
it's all deception,
bro. You gotta read. You don't know what this guy's running. Like he's gonna and you have good receivers. They're gonna tell you. Their body language is gonna say they're running a straight up fade, and they just stop all of a sudden, and now it's a fucking hitch route, and it's like, bro, whoa, like what do you do then? Like you have to guess that, and it's like when you don't, like when they get you, you still gotta recover and try to get back and get that pick, and it's like,
not let them kiss the ball,
and then you gotta hit them after getting faked out. You still got to hit them because they're gonna score. So, how about running back times? Offense. I want NFL players here. All NFL.
Joe Montana at quarterback.
Okay.
I argued Tony Romo back in the day.
For real?
I could.
Look, I'm a big Cowboys fan, but
I could, and I don't even like the Cowboys. But I could.
Why Tony Romo?
I don't know.
What? No, that's actually
know.
crazy. No, because I've never seen anybody who's ever argued Tony Romo as like their starting quarterback has always been a Cowboys fan.
And I'm not, and the only reason why I say that because I mean they like to play around him, like his team, like they real cohesiveness with him.
Yeah.
Dez, remember they had Dez. They had a lot of people. So like, I put
Dez,
LT. I put Joe Montana.
Mm-hmm.
I put Megatron out there. I throw Devin Hester in the slot.
For real, you gonna?
I do him like that. I throw him in the slot.
You got to return it right there, then.
That's what I'm saying. So I already got that out the way. LT, Megatron, Devin Hester. Who else would I do? Randy Moss. Randy Moss got to get out there.
Easily.
I don't know too many O-linemen, though, so I can't really get into that.
I mean, yeah, you can.
Refrigerator. I'll put him out there. That's all I can think of, though.
Fullback arrow. Who you put in there? You can make a running back your fullback. Damn, that's unfair, though.
Yeah. Who would I put at fullback? Who's just a good fullback? You know what? I'll put Montgomery from the Bears right there.
A fullback?
He got a big frame.
Bro, the fullback position just kind of just phased out of football, bro.
Like, yeah. And now we moved to more like of an H-back, tight end.
Yeah.
And that's just the speed of the game as we evolve. Like now you got the linebackers that run silent on the sideline.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Like, football's getting so fast, bro.
Oh, yeah. It's almost no linebackers on the field at all.
Bro, 4.5s was a... Dang, you run a 4.5? Now it's like, you run a 4.5? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Get it up.
Literally, run a 4.4.
Like, dog. Run a 4.3.
Like, what? Like,
you got people like Tyreek Hill who's damn near on a 4.1, allegedly ran a 4.1. It's like, bro, what? Like, you can't... And you understand. And that's why a lot of people want, like... A lot of teams are like, okay, he lacks size as a cornerback, but he's fast. We can give him size.
We can work with that.
Bro. But he's fat because he can keep up with people like Tyreek Hill.
He can keep up, so we're gonna take him. That'll be the main thing. Like he's humongous, but he can't run. But we can take this small dude, and we can work with him.
Yeah.
Put him anywhere on the field. We can throw him on offense, punt return, guard the DB, guard the receiver. You can just do a lot with him.
You can do anything with him.
Yeah.
Who's your top 5 current defensive? No. Who's your current top 5 DBs in the league right now?
Current. I like Bates right now.
Okay.
I like Bates. Deshaun Elliott. I say that because I played against him in high school, and I just know how he a dog. I like Jamal. He be hitting.
Jamal Adams.
Jamal. Who else I like? Diggs. He been hyped up right now. So I gotta give it to
11 picks
Diggs.
is crazy.
I gotta give it to Diggs. And then who else? My last one. I'll probably give it to Malik Hooker. He did big things. He be doing big things over there for Colts.
Okay. Do you think Jalen Ramsey is the best cornerback in football right now?
I think he's the best down corner to ever probably almost come through the NFL.
Why you say that?
I mean, he just got that dog in him. I mean, you got people that is good, but it's no it's like that it factor. Like he go out there, he He got control of the team. He got control of the room. It's like one of those people when you step in and you acknowledge him because the presence in the room. So he got that factor about him. So I feel like that's what make him over the top of everybody else.
I know crazy about Jalen Ramsey, bro. He's been like, it's just crazy. He's been good since he got there.
Good, and he's been that plus confident. So you can never beat him.
On the lowest of keys, I kind of regret. I wished we drafted Jalen Ramsey, like over Zeke. But at the same time, it's like Zeke did so much. But Jalen Ramsey has not regressed. Barely. Like, if you want to say he's regressed, sure. But it's like you can't even point out.
And the only reason why you would think that because he doesn't even play corner no more. He plays star.
Yeah.
And that's because they just don't throw his way at all. So they just trying to get him involved. So
and it's crazy to think that. I was watching an interview with him. It was crazy to think that because another thing people don't pay attention to. Obviously, no team is dumb enough to just play man all game. So with that being said, when zone comes in, you move people around. So, if the Cardinals played or if the Packers played the Rams today and Jamal what's his name? Devontae Adams. If Devontae Adams had 200 receiving yards today, and obviously you in your mind you're like most of the time you saw Jalen Ramsey guard him, of course, on the line.
Yeah.
Not paying attention to this zone. Sometimes Jamal Adams might get out of Jalen Ramsey's zone, so he's not guarding him anymore. Yeah. But you see that, and a lot of people just jump to conclusion and be like, oh yeah, he put 200 on Jalen Ramsey. But watching that interview, he said like it was
20 yards.
Yeah,
like
he
24
said,
yards.
He said like only how many people? It was ridiculous. It was like less than 5 people who have had 100 receiving yards, and it's not in a season, in his whole career.
I didn't see I think I seen a little interview. I don't know if it was an interview. It's like a little stat lineup, and it showed like all the best receivers. I guess they almost all had under 50 yards against Jalen.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that is crazy.
All right, man. To close this out, you going on a trip. You get to pick anybody, dead or alive, to go on a trip with 5. Apart from you, 5 people. Who's coming with you?
Grandmother for sure.
All right.
She ain't never really just did nothing with her grandson. So being able to bring her back and go with somewhere, Dubai with her, for sure. Yeah. My Uncle Red, he passed away. He ain't never did nothing like that either. We probably go somewhere fun. We probably go to Las Vegas. We'll keep him here. Who else? I wouldn't mind kicking it with Michael Jackson just to see what the pop fame feel like when everybody love you type. Like,
I feel like to do that though, I want to throw it back to like the 80s.
Like, see, that's what I'm saying. I want to throw it back at when we go out there at the concert and they screaming Michael Jackson. They follow, yeah. So that's 3. Michael Jordan. I know he ain't dead, but just kick it with Jordan. I just know the shoe collection crazy. The hype is crazy. They think you the best. They think you involve basketball the way it is today. So Kobe, most definitely. Kobe will be cool. Just he got that Mamba effect. Like he got that it factor too. Like when people see Kobe, they think, okay, this MJ 2.0.
Yeah. So you say Michael Jordan's your GOAT?
Michael Jordan the GOAT.
LeBron anywhere close?
Nah.
Nowhere close?
Nah.
I was going to end this episode. I was hoping nowhere. Like, so MJ is right here. LeBron's right here. Bro, come on. We can't do this.
I feel like it's just, what's crazy? I feel like it's many GOATs in many different, eras. So MJ was the GOAT of his era. LeBron is the GOAT of this era. Like,
okay, but you think LeBron is a GOAT?
I think he'll GOAT in this era, but would I put him over Jordan? No.
I respect that, but I'm saying no chance. Like a dust.
MJ, Kobe, LeBron. And KD close to LeBron. KD almost in the past LeBron, to me.
KD is close to LeBron, depending on what angle. Like, what eye you looking at it from?
Yeah.
Like, if you're looking at, like, KD has the rings, or, he has some rings, a couple of rings. He has a couple of MVPs. Obviously, scoring, KD is the best scorer of all time. Yeah. I'm not, like, that's no argument.
Yeah.
But then you gotta think about the fact that there's stats that we didn't know existed until LeBron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he just got that is factor, and that's what put him over KD. But if it wasn't that, I get
that's a big thing.
MJ, Kobe, it is big. It played a big thing. It played a big part.
I respect it. All right, man. Appreciate you so much for coming out today. Appreciate you, man. It was a good talk. Appreciate y'all so much for watching. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all make sure to like, subscribe, comment. We're now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Y'all make sure to stream. YouTube, leave your comments below. If y'all want me to interview anybody else, y'all want me to talk about anything, y'all make sure to Y'all make sure to comment below and reach out to me on my page. Links below in the description. Appreciate y'all for watching. Peace out. Happy 2022.